we've planned a sort of session where we'll talk to each other about who we are, how long we've been learning Japanese, things like that, introduce ourselves. Then I'll explain the little activity that we're going to do, which will help us learn Japanese a little better. And then we'll move on to watching the first episode of Kotaro Lives Alone. And after that, we'll do the activity and we'll share our learnings for the day. So it's planned to last till about 4 p.m. So yeah. So first of all, shall we all introduce ourselves? Just like a little bit about each other so that we have context. So I'll go first. Like my name is Swarali and I've been formally studying Japanese for about 1 year. How about you guys?
Who would like to go first? Ankit-san?
Yeah, sure. Why not? My name is Ankit, and I am studying Japanese from like 10th standard. But I got many breaks in between, so I'm not that punctuated in doing it. But this time I will get it. Thank you.
That's cool. What standard are you in now, Ankit-san?
Right now I am in college third year. It's been like 4 year.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's been about 5 years then since you've been learning Japanese.
Yeah, actually, my cousin brother, Smith Wakil, who was studying Japanese as a professional and now
Mm-hmm.
he's working as a translator.
Mm-hmm.
So our journey started in 2014, but then slowly I was like slide down.
Okay. So you started with learning like hiragana and words and
Yeah, hiragana and katakana is completed, but I got many breaks in between, so I'm little bit pushed down. But
mm-hmm.
right now he's guiding me again, and he told me to join your community to learn
Oh.
with interaction.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I think we'll learn a few new words today, so hopefully it'll help.
Thank you.
Do any of the God of Sons want to go next?
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, my name is Gaurav, and I just started watching anime in lockdown, so I'm not that studying so much Japanese right now. It's
Oh,
like 1 or 2 months, maybe.
1 or 2 months?
Yeah, but I'm watching anime for like 3 years now because
Okay.
of lockdown.
So can you read hiragana, katakana?
Yeah, I can read hiragana and katakana, and I know some few kanjis
Mm-hmm.
as well.
Okay, that's great.
Thank
We have subtitles in all of them, so it'll be easy to understand, I think. And Gaurav-san?
Yeah, it's Carl here. Yeah, I just started. I haven't studied anything. It's completely new to me, and I just get interested when I first watched that note, and it was the first, very exciting and all. And I just got interested, and after that, I watched many movies, and I get very interested to learn this language to just to understand
Mm-hmm.
without subtitle and all. I don't have any plans, but maybe someday I'll visit to Japan
Mm-hmm.
for sure.
That's
Yeah,
the dream, really.
yeah, yep. Thank you.
Thank you. How about Kavya-san? Do you want to?
Hi. So my name is Kavya and I have been studying Japanese along with Farali-san for about an year or so. So I currently just gave my N4 JLPT N4 examination. So yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I guess over here, me and Kavya both just gave the N4. Um, and it's been a great journey so far from learning hiragana and katakana to learning new vocabulary. But we noticed that we often had problems with finding new words or making sentences. So that's why we're sort of having this session because anime is something that we all enjoy watching or started to watch recently and we enjoy like watching it and learning about Japanese through it. But it's also a good way to find out more new words that we can use or read in other contexts. So that's the aim of this session, kind of. We're sort of learning how to use anime to learn more Japanese, like how we can do it. So this is just one way that we've thought of. I'll explain the activity that we're going to do. So there's like three parts to this. The first thing we want to do is, so when we start watching the anime, there'll be subtitles in English, in Japanese, and in Romaji. I put them in Romaji because I wasn't sure everybody would know how to use Hiragana and all. So they're in Romaji for now, but you can match the English kanji and the Romaji between what's happening. So we want to notice something that you already know about Japanese, such as a word that you know, a kanji that you know, a grammar pattern, or a phrase like Ohayo, for example, or something cultural like going to the convenience store, for example. So, something like that. I want us to notice that and note it down somewhere. So, do all of you have a piece of paper or anything to note down with you? It'd be great if you could just get that. Do you guys have something like that with you to note something down? Well, once you can collect that, then we can get started. So that's the first part of the activity. Then we'll share what we notice and we'll talk about it with each other. The next thing is, sometimes when we're watching an anime, we recognize new words that we haven't known before. So, for example, Otsukare sama, I think a lot of you must have heard this many times before. So, from the context, we can sort of understand what it means. So, I want us to note down at least one new thing that we learn from what's going on in the anime. And last but not least, something new that we notice that sticks with us but that we don't understand. So this part might be a little difficult, but try to pay a little bit of attention to the Romaji maybe, or try to notice things that are new and just note one thing down and we'll talk about it afterwards. Is this clear? Do all of you understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, cool. So do you guys want to get started, or should there be like a minute to get a notebook or something?
I got myself pen and a notebook.
Awesome. Ankit-san, Gaurav-san,
Yeah, ready.
ready?
Yep, yep.
Awesome. Let's get to it. If like you want me to stop the video or anything in the middle, if something's not right, then just unmute yourself and let me know. So, how was it? Somebody new joined.
Yeah, it's me. Hi.
So, how was it? Somebody new joined.
Yeah, it's me. Hi.
Oh, your name says Nari Kirit Pramar.
Yeah, I'm Nari.
Oh, hi, nice to meet you.
Mm,
Were you
nice to
there
meet
for
you
the
too.
last launch session?
No, I wanted to be there, but my classes had a timing clash, so I couldn't be there.
Okay, no problem. So, how was the anime?
It was nice. I mean, halfway through, but it was interesting, and if I didn't drop out from the halfway, I could.
So, who has watched Kotaro Lives Alone before? Chakavya-san isn't here. Okay. Well, actually, we were doing this to do this activity. I'll share my screen again. So we're doing this sort of thing where we're trying to learn new things from the anime that we just watched. So before we started watching the episode, I asked everybody to note down things that they know which they learned from watching the anime, like saw being used, things that are new that they understood from the context, and things that were new but that we didn't understand. So, can we start like sharing our findings? Ankit-san, do you want to share something that you previously learned that you saw being used? So you unmute yourself, but I can't hear you. Are you speaking?
Yeah, am I audible now? Yeah, I actually noted many things,
Mm-hmm.
but the most interesting thing that I found, normally we say sorry is like um there is some word named deep sorry.
Sumimasen.
Yeah, so that's the normal sorry, but here they had mentioned something like somana la kate, something like that.
You're talking about Kotaro-kun, right? He says Sumanu at the beginning.
uh
Is that it?
no, let me type that word in the chat.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. I'll share this with all of you actually, so if you want to add anything yourself, you can do that. Mm,
I guess it was something like that. I was not able to write properly, but the meaning was deep sorry when he was saying, I'm deeply sorry.
mm-hmm.
The meaning was that.
Okay, that's interesting. Like, that's something new. Like, Sumana katta. I think that's like past tense of Sumanu or something. Maybe it's a different way of saying Sumimasen. We need to find that out. That's pretty cool. I think this would actually go better into the third one because it's like something new, but we don't fully understand how it works yet, right?
Yeah, and the another one is we say chotto mate for wait, and here they used OMEA. That was just for wait. That was also something new.
Which one?
Uh, OMEA.
O M E A. O M A
Yeah,
E.
that was for wait.
Oh no. They said chotto matte. Like I think
No, yeah, yeah.
Tenjutsu.
Chotto mate is for yeah. Wait for me. But here in the anime, they used ome for just to wait, just to say the wait word. As I noticed.
I think you're misunderstanding. Like they said omae, and omae is like a really rude way to say
Okay, okay.
you.
And chotto mate is like normal way to say like wait for me.
Oh no, chotto matte means wait just a moment. Like wait.
Okay, okay, okay,
And omae is like he's saying you, so you wait. Omae chatto matte,
okay,
like that.
okay. Got it. Got it.
But
Thank
yeah,
you.
so you learned. So these are the two things that you noticed. That's cool. Gaurav-san and Gaurav-san, Do you want to add anything that you've noticed?
Me,
Yeah.
like the word sea means death. I noticed that word and Mizuhara like it was in kanji, but I didn't understand. But yeah, it was in name Mizu.
Yes. He like I think over here there was this part where he notices Mizuki-san lying in the herd.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah, and he's
the
like
Hitori word I also listened that Hitori. Just one single person.
Hitori. Hitori. You know what Hitori means, right?
One person or alone.
Nice. Awesome. Seamless answer. And what was the other one? Mizu, the kanji for Mizu.
Kanji for Mizu.
Yes.
Can I type here? Like,
Yeah, go ahead if you want to do that.
just wait a minute. I think in like we can't type key kanji in keyboard, but let me try.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Okay.
Rally-san, did you manage to notice anything that you've already learned before being used in the anime?
Actually, I'm a Korean learner. I'm not a Japanese learner, but I found that Japanese and Korean are quite similar. So I was looking for words that were the same in Japanese and Korean, but I couldn't find anything in the conversations that were going on. Perhaps because, like, since I'm not a proper Japanese learner, it's a little too fast for me.
Oh,
And also, I don't know how to write the kanji for music. Like I don't know the stroke order for it. You like in kanji, you need to know the stroke order and understand kanji.
yeah, I guess for to write it in on paper you need to know, but I think what you've written over here, how did it work? I think that is the kanji for Mizu, right? I think we got it.
Yeah, I just type Mizu and kanji already appeared in front of me.
Pretty nice. For
I
me,
also am also know a little bit of Korean. Like I see some shows like K dramas and Japanese anime. So yeah.
did you notice anything similar between Korean and Japanese?
Like there are few words, not everything, because they both came from China. So like Japanese and Korea both use kanji characters for
Mm-hmm.
Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
So like there are some words like yaksoku means promise, and Korean say yaksok means promise or agreement. So yeah, there are some few
Mm-hmm.
words which are similar, but not everything,
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
That's something new. I didn't know that. Yaksoku. For me, one word that I already knew that they used here was at the beginning. Like they said omocha for the toy sword. So omocha means toy. And what else? And I think at the end he uses this word in the song. Tsuroi, it means strong.
Like there are so many words I think I understood, but the subtitle were very fast. Like
Mm.
anime was going so fast, so I couldn't grasp all of it. Like boku means for a he.
Mm-hmm,
Like
yes.
if boy want to say he say boku. Like
Boku, right?
and girl say watasi, but it doesn't matter. Like old people also say watasi. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
And omai means like a rude way to say you.
Yeah, people don't actually use omae in spoken Japanese. You just mainly hear it in anime. It's
But you use O for like honorifics like Ohio O. So it's
yeah, it's
like
the same. I think it's the same pattern of creating the word. It's like o and mai, and the mai part means before, as in before you or in front of you. It's the same mai from namae, but it's just not like a polite way to say it. Still,
and like Kimi and Anata. What about that?
even those are not very polite. Kimi you only say to people you're really close to.
Yes, and
So or people
Anata.
younger than you. I think in the anime, what's his name? Karino-san was referring to Kotaro-san, Kotaro-kun as Kimi sometimes. I think he used Kimi a couple of times. But Anata is like mostly only used in forms or in formal speech when you don't know when you're talking to many when you're talking to like people you don't know or just they're not there in front of you.
So what is the like former way to speak to
Say
someone like
you.
you say you? Yeah.
Then you just don't say you. So like for example, if I'm talking to all of you, then I say Minasan. Um, though that
Like if I don't know the name of you, let's say I don't know the name of you, so I will ask like Kimi no namae wa do desu ka? So, like
no, you wouldn't say that. You would say
Anata no namae wa do desu ka? Yeah.
no, you
No.
wouldn't. You just don't use pronouns in Japanese. You have to refer to them in the third person. Like if you're talking to if you want to know the name of the customer, then you'd say Tenin-san no namae wa or onamae wa, just onamae wa. Like I think in the introduction
Just
of
o
your
namae you.
yeah, like over here written onamae wa nan desu ka? So just say
O
onamae
namae
wa
wa nan desu ka? Okay.
or namae o onamae o how do you say it?
Like in Korean, people also like say like Dangsan Irumi Yukai, like they say like that. Yeah, I don't
Hello.
know. Yes,
Yes.
Irumi Boyo. But like you, if you want to say Dangsin Irumi Boyo, like what's your name?
Mm-hmm.
Dangsin is also a rude way to say you in Korean.
Yeah. And it must be another similarity between Korean
Yeah,
and
like
Japanese.
Korean and Japanese, they both use most the thing they like respect. You need to have respect in both language, like casual and formal. It's not like English. We can say everybody like he, she. We can't use that in like you have. If you have someone who is older than you, then you have to speak formally to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's nice how it's very clear how much, like, the different levels of formality. I think in English, sometimes you don't know how to speak formally to somebody who you're expected to be formal to. But in Japanese, it's
Yeah,
very clear that you have to use different words or honorifics.
yeah. It's very makes it hard. Like if I want to talk to a foreigner who can speak English, then I can speak just like I'm speaking to you right now. Like I don't need any honorifics to speak with you. So, yeah.
God of Sun, do you want to add something?
I'm sorry. I mean, I think I don't have any inputs to make. It's completely new to me to notice such words, and sorry about that.
No, you don't need to be sorry, but that's good. I
Okay.
mean, maybe in the next few activities you can give
Yeah.
your inputs.
Yep. I wish to.
Then let's
Thank
move
you.
on to the next one. So, something new that you understood from the concept. So, this can be a word, a phrase, a pattern that you have not learned before. You've not seen it before, but based on what was going on in the anime, you figured out what it meant.
Like ichi what is mean of ichi like every day or one day?
Ichinichi, right? Ichinichi means like one day, as in the time span of one day.
And like if I want to say every day, so what do I say?
So, for every day, it's Mainichi.
Mainichi.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you write a kanji for that?
This I don't have the keyboard installed in this. Okay, I can try though. Actually, I can type it in Google and
I downloaded a Japanese keyboard in Windows. You can download that.
yeah, I've downloaded it in my laptop, but I'm not using my laptop today, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't download it in this one. It's like this, Mainichi. That's the Jisho link, by the way, for the word. So this is something new that you learned based on the.
Uh,
Yeah, go on.
uh,
Go on.
Dare desu.
Daredis?
Uh, yeah, that was for who are you?
Who are you? Yeah. When did he say this actually?
When that tissue paper guy came, like who are you? Who are you?
Oh, okay. Yeah. That is this. That is who, and this is. I don't know what to make
That
of this,
is
but okay.
okay.
What about God of Sun? Anything?
Me?
No, the other one.
Okay.
I
You
just
can call me Rohit if there are two matching names. My second name is Rohit.
Oh, okay. Cool. Did you have anything, God of Sun? You unmuted yourself.
Oh, yes, I just said it's completely new to me, and I think at this point I don't have any inputs.
Okay, okay, sure, no problem.
Yeah.
For me, I think one thing that I noticed was, so when they were saying the room numbers, um, so like with room number 102, it was Ichimaru ni Goshitsu, I think. So like this part I knew that you have to say Ichimaru ni, but I've never seen it used. And when they said Goshitsu, then I sort of understood that Goshitsu means room. So the go part, I'm guessing that the go part is honorific and the shitsu means room, or it's a similar kanji to what we learned in N4. So yeah. And another new thing that I learned was So bathhouse is called sento. That's new. I didn't know bathhouse was. I didn't know how to say bathhouse in Japanese. Oh, remember at the beginning, there's like confusion between sento and sento.
Yeah, there was.
That was funny. Kotaro-kun is cute. What else?
They said the word classic, but I didn't remember the Japanese of classic.
Classic.
Yeah.
I don't think I can recall it either in the anime. Classic. Let's look.
Uh, when he was submitting the drawings and say like you are keeping up with the trend, but your drawings are like classic or old, something like that.
For that, I think they used furui, which literally means old. Eva furui desu ka? Something like that. This is something you learn in N5, so you guys can start learning this if you're starting out. What else? I think when he was talking about how he hasn't had a shower for many days, but he still thinks it's okay, he said "madai ka." So it means, I mean, I've never heard this usage of it, but I guess from the context it means, so it's still fine, is it? It's fine, I guess. "Madai ka." So I think that's something we can use in daily life as well.
Another is pardon, sumano.
Uh,
In the starting, it was used.
Pardon. When he opens the door, he's like Sumanu.
Yeah.
One thing about this, okay, but before we go on, does anybody have anything more to add? Nadi-san, did you find something new that you understood from the context?
Can you repeat that? I didn't listen to it.
I was just repeating the question. Do you have any more things to add? Any more points you found?
No, like there are some, but I don't know how to use them in context.
Oh, you can talk about it. Maybe we can discuss.
Like he said, like Sumane. Like I also watched some anime like Haikyuu.
Mm-hmm.
So when you make mistake, they like say Sumana, like
Mm-hmm.
Sumane, Suma,
Mm-hmm.
or Sumana Katta. Like I made a mistake, like Sumana Katta. So like they talk like that, like Suman.
So this same, you also noticed the same word. Okay.
And like
Nadi-san,
Genki also they like use Genki Dama.
yeah, I think he was mentioning the lady who slapped him at the beginning with her dress.
Like Genki Dama.
Yeah, onna no ko genki da na, something like that. So then let's move on to the third one. What I wanted to say was, so you know how Kotaro-kun in the whole anime, he says things like orano. Orano is like, I think it comes from the formal word orimas, which is like the formal way of saying arimas, I think. So I've never seen oranu, like I haven't learned about using oranu. So maybe it's like his special way of saying arimas or this.
And like he was saying like aru at the end of the sentence, like
Yeah.
aru. I think it's come from Chinese. Like I also watched an anime Gintama.
Mm-hmm.
So Gintama has a character, or I think she's a main character. I guess like her name
So they also
Kaguya.
use.
Like I think Kagura. Yeah, Kagura. It's her name, and she's 10 years old. She also say aru at the end of the sentence. Aru aru.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's like formal speech, but they're just it's still
No, no, it's
but
it's
it's
like
in
just a way of speak. Like it's not formal or like it's a style of speaking. Like it's come from China, so that means he is a Chinese, but he don't know how to speak Japanese. So he's trying to speak Japanese, but he also using aru aru aru
mm-hmm.
in the end of his sentence. Like,
Okay. But yeah, so that's so Kotaro uses a lot of these words. I think in the middle, like when they're coming back from the bathhouse or something, Karino-san asks him like, "What's with the way you speak?" And he says it's like "tona to no sama no go." Go would mean language. So Tono-sama, and I think that refers to the anime or the cartoon that he watches, which is it's also called Tono-sama, I think. But in the subtitles, the translation that they gave was the language of the lords. So maybe it's something related to historical speech. So that's something new that we need to find out about. Like, what does it mean? What is Tona-sama no go? Because his like every time he keeps saying words like why is it not? He keeps saying words like he keeps adding zo to the end of his sentences, like nanzo, like that. And he also uses words like mm, katajike nai. So I've never heard that word before and I want to know what it means. Did you guys also notice katajike nai? He says it multiple times.
No.
Let's find out what it means.
Maybe it's a dialect. The zo ending kind of makes it seem.
Yeah, maybe. No, if it was a dialect, I think they would have said, oh, okay, I found out what it means. It's the samurai version of thank you.
Ah,
So he's using samurai words. Okay. That's what, like the language of the lords. So it's not like. So that's what they say about learning from anime. They say learning from anime is a little dangerous because, especially for beginners, there's lots of words or usages which are specific to anime or they're just quirky and weird and people don't speak like that in real life. So probably people don't say katajike nai in real life because if it's samurai language then I guess nobody says that anymore. So that's why it's a little tricky, dangerous learning Japanese from anime. But if we note down the words like this and then afterwards if we try to find out what it means, then I think it's still okay because we're giving ourselves space to notice the new things, but we're not confirming what they mean so we can process them and understand them later. We're just starting the learning journey from anime. Do you guys think you would do this again in the future with your own anime that you watch?
I watch many animes, but they have only one subtitle, which is English, not Romaji or Japanese. So no, only English. And I guess like people say, don't watch anime for learning Japanese, but we all know that we come in contact with Japanese because of anime. If there was no anime, we wouldn't know like Japan like exist or something. Yeah.
I second that. Yes.
Yeah, maybe that's true.
And
So,
like it's same from it's also same for South Korea. Like I don't know about the country Korea. I only learned about South Korea when I listened one song. Like it was like Psy Gangnam Style. At
oh.
first I listened that song, then I know like yeah, like country like Korea exists in this world. Before that I
Yes.
wouldn't even know like Korea is exist in this world. So yeah.
And for the my experience, I'm working with one of the Japanese. It's like I am doing a project. It's a overseas project, and there is a one person from Japan, and he's too professional. It's I mean, there is a limit and there is a over limit. That person is very over limit, and
Oh.
it's like ruining all Japanese culture and all. It's I mean it's there is a limit to be in a straightforward, right? But that person is much too straightforward. So but that I didn't feel that I just thought that there is a one person, there are many, but it's a one particular individual that behave like that. But I never heard that Japanese people are like that, but that's my experience.
Oh.
And since that person says like when we why we learn to Japanese just because anime, that's the one thing you thought that something is wrong with that, but it's not. It's just because of anime.
Something is, your voice is breaking. Can you repeat from something is?
And something is very interesting out of all the things we are watching, like Hollywood movie. Like, I'm sorry, I think there is a call coming in. Just hold on. Okay, okay. Am I audible now?
Yeah, now
To
you're
learn
audible.
Japanese. Yeah, and that's the other thing. There are many anime I have watched, and I really want to learn this language, but somehow I try to learn Japanese, but I want to learn this in person. And the way I getting into this group was. I think there was another group exist, and in that group, I mean, come to know that that you are guy going to create something like that. Then I'm just like that. I'm here.
Oh,
Sorry.
from the study, Japan study, that group. Japan Student Club.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Is that the group you're from? The WhatsApp group, the Japan Student Club?
No, 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 not that one. I think that group is I think run by Noon and ONN. That person.
O double N. I don't know this.
Okay, never mind. I'll give you reference after that.
So
We can
I'm going to
continue
look
the
up that
discussion.
group.
That yeah.
Sorry?
I'll give you reference where I get these old leads and references. But in WhatsApp chat, I will contact you.
Yeah, that
Not
would be
here.
great.
We shouldn't discuss all things here.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to interrupt.
So yeah, I guess we do all start learning. I mean, many people start learning or become interested in Japanese through anime. And what you said is right that learning Japanese, you can't properly learn Japanese through anime because as a beginner, it's difficult to differentiate between what is a proper usage of a term and what is just something which is cartoonish to use, which is a different dialect or different types of usages. So that's like a little tricky. I think this method is more suitable for people who've already learned a bit of Japanese and they can sort of, from listening or from watching anime, they can pick out some sentences that they know, some that they don't know, and just remember a word or two here and there that they don't know at all, don't even understand what it means, but then go back and check it. So people who can do that, I think this method is suitable for them. Um, okay. So it's about 4:15. I think it's been about an hour since we joined. I'll just talk a little bit about this society for those of you who didn't attend the introduction session or who are new. So, so Kavya-san, who was there at the beginning of the meeting, she and I started this society because we felt that, well, mainly Kavya-san, she felt that the there is a Japanese Language Teachers Association, the JALTAP, JALTAP, in Pune and all, but we don't really see any Japanese associations for students. So whenever anybody starts learning Japanese in India, it's kind of like a solo process. You don't find a lot of students other than you. There's not a lot of connection and co-learning happening. And to learn anything, especially learning a language, it's important to have people to practice with or people to discuss new things with as you learn. And that's why we formed the society. Mainly we just want to connect with other Japanese students and we want to learn together, share tips to learning together, have study sessions or have events like this where we do fun stuff like watch anime, fun stuff. And then from that we can also improve our method of learning Japanese or learn new things in Japanese. So this is sort of what we've just started doing and we want to keep doing this. So if you want to keep tabs on the activities that we're going to do, we started an Instagram account. You can see it written over there. Yeah, that one. So feel free to like follow if you want or just check in from time to time. We posted a story for this, the poster that we had for this event. So that poster was actually made by one of our members, Pooja San, who volunteered to create the posters for us. So if you want to contribute to participating in the organization or pitching in just for ideas or social media or anything like that, then please reach out. It'll be really helpful and it'll be really fun too. And other than that, if you think there's anybody else who might be interested in joining this group, for the future activities that we'll hold. Then there's a joining form that we've made, so you can just take a screenshot of this page and send them that QR code or send them that link.